vehicles. Imagine there are other cars that are not even registered. But sometimes these situations are compromised by other entities. So I want to suggest and recommend to LRA or maybe the government, maybe to the legislature that maybe, for example, in terms of vehicle inspection, let there be, an assigned LRA, agent to ensure that the vehicles are not registered. It should not be compromised because it is the way the country raise the revenue to build the country. Because I guess you don't want to compromise anything that it is intended to uplift the country. You're going to ensure that it happens. But we see many areas where many sectors where some of the time these compromises occur. But if LRA is given the chance to form a part of some of the teams that go about raising money, I think you're going to help to build this country. I want to say thanks to Daniel. And it's always a pleasure.
Okay, many thanks. Let's take this call on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for the show. I'm Arthur Evans, and I'm calling from Fifth Street this morning.
Let's hear from
I'm sorry, maybe you guys are already talking about it, but I want to ask a question. What really RA is really doing to encourage the tax here? Because we see other countries at the end of the year, they have something in return to encourage them to pay tax. I'm the one I'm speaking to you now. If you have a WhatsApp number, I will text you my pay slip every month. Like I take something like 250, 200. Even the when I start taking taxes from my overtime are doing all. So what is the plan they are putting to place to really encourage with the tax here in this country?
Okay. I'll take two more calls quickly and then go back to my studio guests. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
This is Dr. Molu Kosso calling from the Lufaka State Community College.
Okay, Dar, let's hear from you.
I would like to appreciate the LRA for the effort, in collecting taxes for Liberia. This is what we need, and this is what developed the country. We always see Liberians who want to travel abroad because people pay taxes there and develop their country. Okay. Why can't we do the same there and develop our country? When I returned to Liberia, I went to LRA and started paying my real estate tax. And somebody asked me, why nobody asked you and you are going to pay voluntarily on your own? I said it was an obligation because I'm a Liberian.
Sure.
And I have encouraged a lot of people to join me in the process to pay taxes to LRA, especially real estate taxes. Okay. The last time I was even called by LRA agents for me to join them to create awareness on real estate tax payment.
Okay.
So I will encourage you to continue. We will all work together. We will continue to encourage our people to make sure that they pay their taxes to develop our country. Thank you very much.
Many thanks also. Let me take this last call. Good morning.
Good morning, Sorbor, and good morning to the coach of Manila.
Okay.
My name is Ibrahim Political Mojusetu, and I call from the headquarters of the Veterans Bureau on the most talk about Baguba Avenue West Morning. Let me appreciate your team from the angle of LRA, Labor Revenue Authority, for bringing up to speed the happening of the Labor Revenue Authority. I think it is important our citizen, a good citizen will always do the right thing by paying taxes. Without taxes, there is no country will be developed in the act of paying our taxes. I want to ask your studio guest, one of the schools in Liberia, are they paying their taxes? Because yesterday I recall when I went on one of the school campus, I could go pay my son's school fee, I saw the ARA tax receipt laid in the office of the registrar. And he said that they pay a tax. So I want to ask that question. Are part of the school doing the same when they pay a tax?
Okay, they will respond to that. Many thanks. We really appreciate your time this morning. Let me see what I can squeeze this one in quickly. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Your name and where you calling from, quickly. Oh, he's off the line. Okay, so let's go back to our studio guests to respond to those barrage of concerns, and then we let them go. Daniel.
Okay, so
Daniel take the lead, or they're not.
You are looking for who to take the lead.
Okay, let me take the lead.
Yeah,
Let the leader lead.
Okay, let the lead. Go ahead.
But again, we have to say thank you. Thank you to our callers. I mean, I'm personally excited about the interactions, the exchanges, and I think the That's what we need as we move together to make Liberia what we want it to be. There are a couple of concerns. Some of them are saying that we should take the Taxpayer Appreciation Day outside of Liberia. That is, Monrovia. As Liberia is not Monrovia. So about decentralizing it. I think that is a very good idea. And the LRA, aside from the Taxpayer Appreciation, they have started decentralizing its activities. If you look at, for example, the celebration of the Worker Sunday is a very important programs among revenue authorities across the world. We take it to counties almost every other year. And so the taxpayer appreciation something is, like we said, every year we are innovating to add something new to it. So those suggestions will be taken into consideration, and the senior management, our people are listening, and we will also take the note back to them, and we can think about where we do it in the future. The people talk about tax payments made through mobile money. Yes, we want to even do more. We want for everybody to get hooked up to that. Then you don't have to spend money to come and pay your taxes. Stay right where you are. If in the past people were coming from Lofa County to come to like Monrovia to pay the taxes, it means the transportation will be more than the taxes you're supposed to pay. So we said, no, stay right where you are and pay your taxes using the mobile money process. Our colleague talked about motivating those who are collecting revenue, and I think we all are selfless for now, but I think that's why management is ensuring that we get our pay on time and to continue. And at the end of the year, sometimes based on, because most of the things are based on budgetary allocation. Okay. When LRA has more money to spend, LRA is empowering its employees and staff to work harder. And the more we work, the more empowerment we have, the more we are able to collect more revenue. I think you heard Daniel talking about, we have about 1,000, but we even want more. And that more comes along with what expenses and stuff like that. Sure. So I know LRA management has something in place like small bonuses for department and sections on how they operate. And so these are some of the motivations. But I think it's a very genuine concern, and senior management would look into that always. We also have somebody who talk about government, also other government ministries and agencies and stuff like that. We have the LRA collaborating with all tax collecting or fees collecting ministry and agency, and then we call that division in NGO and government affairs. Yeah. And they are the one even working with the schools. Political moderator just asked whether all schools are paying taxes. All schools that are supposed to pay taxes are being brought in the tax net. You heard Daniel saying previously that this year taxpayer appreciation that we have schools involved. If you hear that, then it clearly indicates that schools are paying taxes and they are being brought into the tax net gradually. As I speak to you right now, as we are in this studio, there is an awareness session going out with CEO and DEO somewhere in Monrovia. That's about bringing schools in the tax net. So yes, we're trying to make some progress, and we are happy with people who are willing to comply. The doctor at the local community college, these are the kind of people we want to even work with more. We want institutions to come and collaborate with us. Tell us we can do this, and we will work along with you. Whether it is the media, if our media people come, we want to create this kind of awareness, we work together. That's why we keep the media, people like Sorbor and other guys, as our partners, because that is why the LRA is investing in having people like Daniel, people like Jerry and Kahine and at the LRA to ensure that without the media, we can be able to inform the people. That's why we need to do more.
Okay.
Daniel can add some icing on
Certainly.
that.
Someone asked about obtaining a tax clearance. So you obtain a tax clearance by putting in a request. So it's not something that we just gave you. And the reason why is because when you want to get a contract, sometimes whether locally or internationally, it's always a prerequisite that you present a tax clearance, because nobody wants to give you their money when you're not paying taxes and other people are not using your money. They don't want to give you theirs. So you obtain a tax clearance by applying for one. It's free. So you only have to apply. We do due diligence to your application, make sure you're tax compliant, And if you're tax compliant, so it takes you no later than 24 hours to get your tax clearance.
That's cool.
That is if you're tax compliant. But if you got issues, we must go through the issues. You must comply. You must be able to pay at least up to 80% of what you owe if you have tax liabilities to be able to obtain, your tax clearance. Additionally, the decentralization of the program.
And
so
you can also get it online.
yes,
So
you
don't
can
have
also
to
get it
leave.
online. So
Yeah.
you can apply online.
Online, go
and
on the
then
LRA website.
we
and
do
go
the
to-
background check and then send your TCC, your tax clearance online back to you, and then you can use it as valid, just as if you were to come to the office and get one. Somebody said when they returned to Liberia, they walked to LRA and started paying their real property taxes. Just was it a week ago? I got an anonymous text on Messenger from a gentleman somewhere in Korea, and he was asking me whether it was possible for him to pay his real property taxes. And I said yes, it's possible. And I've sent him the links already, and he's already started the process of paying.
Okay.
So you don't have to be in Liberia to pay your real property taxes. You don't even have to be in Liberia to estimate what you want to pay. There's something on the website called the Real Property LRA Estimator.
Yeah.
When you go to the website, the estimator is there. You can plug in your details because it's voluntary. So you tell us how much your house is worth, along with the photos of the property, and then you estimate what your real property taxes should be. So that's one way that, the encouragement of people to pay taxes is something that we'll continue to do. In the process of vehicle registration, again, that is why government institutions have different functions and responsibilities. LRA, you can come to LRA and pay, we have windows for people to pay their vehicle registration. But again, the Ministry of Transport is their responsibility to make sure that process goes fairly. Whoever comes to pay, we document it because it's a fee, and we collect taxes and fees. Similarly, we do with the birth certificate and other immigration details, let's say per se, all these things. These are fees that are paid through the LRA, but other institutions manage how, we get to the fact that they're paid. We just have to collect. Again, our responsibility is to collect. So we can take the function of the Ministry of Transport, obviously. Our tax paying structure, it's our hope that we will continue to innovate. The revenue code allows us to innovate. It doesn't allow us to increase taxes except through the legislature, but it allows us to innovate. And a lot of innovation have been going on, and we're proud of the LRA that we continue to do more. We're not resting. See, Sorbor, let me tell you something. The LRA just concluded 2 weeks training and I'm saying training, for folks from the Gambian Revenue Authority. They had a 10-man delegation here for 2 weeks study tour, and they were specifically looking at our post-clearance audit. They did a research on them by themselves for one of the best systems in Africa.
Wow.
For post-clearing audit. And they wrote
In the reference lab area.
LRA that we think, based on our research, that your system is one of the best when it comes to your customs and post-clearing audit. So they were here for a 2-week study tour, and we had our entire post-clearing audit section providing in different presentations on how we do it here, how our political system
People from
works.
Gambia.
From the Gambia.
Liberians providing their knowledge.
Definitely.
Can you
And
imagine that?
interestingly, they provided us knowledge too.
Okay.
In HR. Now we're providing them knowledge in post-clearance audit. So it tells you that our system is doing better, and even if we don't recognize it here, it's been recognized.
Yeah, that post-clearance stuff, that the Gambian came on. It was, they were told by the World Custom Organization, not just an ordinary body, that qualifies the Liberia Revenue Authority's post-clearance audit as a model for people to follow. And that is why they came here. So what we're trying to do, we're professionalizing everything. We're moving ahead. We're not sitting. And again, I'll come back to say this is based on the fact that our Commissioner General is innovative, and he pushes every one of us to be innovative.
Gentlemen, your term has ended, please.
No, but some judges would like to encourage people to remain tax compliant, especially we want to put more premium, more emphasis also on the real property taxes.
Okay.
Just see all around, everybody building structures. And if you were to pay the $10 or $25 or $30 you're supposed to pay for the whole year on that house that you're building, and every other person within your community is doing that, just tell me what will happen to our country. Our revenue part will increase. That is why we are taking the real estate property project, working along with UNDP to Grand Bassa County. We have a pilot project already in Magibi where we are taking records and encouraging people to pay their taxes. It's part of the decentralizations of the local government act where people the revenue that will be collected from the county will be shared with the county to help them undertake their own development. Okay. And we think where those projects have gone, people should take it very serious, and we encourage everybody to be a part of the process. We appreciate all the taxpayers in the Republic of Liberia, but we will be awarding the most compliant and the highest contributor in the Republic of Liberia for the past years.
Okay.
You know, so,
yeah,
you know, when you on the radio with the Deputy Director General, you don't have to worry. Time is